a big thing I don't really do in the way that I wanted to, if I'm honest with you. It's about, accessibility. The election for London's mayor and assembly just about a week away, or less than a week, 6 days now. What about those roads? Are they accessible? Transport and housing in particular concern for the some 1.4 million disabled Londoners. Our political reporter Susana Mendonça has been to Chiswick High Road in West London to find out about some of the issues affecting this important group of voters.
So I don't come to Chiswick anymore because those floating bus stops are dangerous.
Kasia avoids catching the bus these days. So-called floating bus stops, where a cycle lane's been placed between the pavement and the bus stop to make roads safer for cyclists, have made journeys a struggle for blind or partially sighted Londoners like her.
In order for me to get a bus, to get off the bus or get on the bus, I have to cross the cycle lane, which is extremely dangerous, and I don't do it.
And how has it affected your life? Because you used to come here on your own.
Oh gosh, it just limited my independence completely.
Near misses between bikes and vulnerable Londoners have been captured on film by campaigners from the National Federation of the Blind of the UK. Transport for London is expected to publish a review later this year into the safety concerns raised. But Kasia says the candidates vying to be Mayor of London need to act straight away.
Floating bus stops scrapped completely. Removed from the guidance.
And that will affect the way you vote?
Oh God, yes.
Access on public transport to lifts and toilets are also issues that disabled Londoners have expressed concern about. While more than 200 stations across the Transport for London network are now step-free, 180 tube stations don't have step-free access. And when it comes to public toilets, 149 tube stations currently don't offer toilet provision. But toilets are available at 145 other TfL sites.
Find the gap between the train and the platform.
This is Stamford Brook.
Disabled people can end up not making their journey if there's not adequate toilets.
I meet disability rights campaigner Adam Gabsi outside Stamford Brook Station. There isn't step-free access here, so it's one of the stations that Adam can't use with his wheelchair. He criticised some of the main mayoral candidates a few weeks back for not attending the Inclusion London Hustings that he hosted, which focused on issues affecting deaf and disabled people. He says the next Mayor of London needs to make transport more accessible.
Disabled people, all we want to do is to be able to travel safely, affordably, and the same as everyone else. We're currently outside of a train station that is not accessible, so travel from here is impossible. And I think that's unjust. Step-free access actually benefits everyone, so it doesn't just benefit disabled people. So we're talking about people that have shopping, buggies, the older people. That, it would help everyone if it was more step-free. If there were more lifts in the world, things would be solved, isn't it? But it's a case of there are a lot of disabling barriers, and it could stop you getting to where you need to go.
The lack of wheelchair-accessible housing available for rent in London is another issue that disabled people have told us they want to see action on.
We spoke to a woman who uses a wheelchair who described having to crawl up 5 flights of stairs because the lifts to her flat were broken. Now, she moved somewhere else to a ground floor flat, but there she wasn't able to use the toilets at night because of a step to the bathroom. Now, she said that she wants a mayor who would ring-fence accessible housing for disabled Londoners.
Adam Gabsi says there needs to be more accessible housing.
When I have conversations with other disabled people and I mention that only 10% of homes, new build homes, are supposed to be wheelchair accessible, they laugh in my face and say that's a really low figure, but that figure is not even being achieved. So I need the next mayor to really understand and really achieve these targets.
We're working towards.
And Londoners like Kasia will be paying close attention to what the candidates are promising to deliver.
So that's Susana Mendonça, our political reporter. You heard the voice of Adam Gabsi in there. Adam is the co-chair of Inclusion London. He joins me now. How are you, Adam?
Good morning, Eddie. How are you, mate?
Well, I mean, you should be happier than that. You're going to come second in the Premier League, or Arsenal, aren't they?
Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. But But last night, my friend, I wasn't watching the football. I was too busy watching the mayoral debate, which you hosted. You did a great job. You know, I was sitting
Green
there.
Park is. You don't tell me about you in your bed, Adam. I've not even had my breakfast. You don't upset me. Green Park. I mean, I know this isn't what you came to talk about, but
Yes.
I picked this one up. Green Park closed, and I picked up a couple of people on X talking about the idea that if you are disabled, it's an incredibly kind of important point. And you and I went to watch a football match, and you made it very clear to me that you can't leave your home in that wheelchair without very clearly planning where you're going and how you're going to get from X to Y.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, we've heard this story before, isn't it? We spoke about Kentish Town being closed for a long time, and, you know, Green Park, the same thing is happening. But the thing about Green Park is one of those stations you go to. It's an interchange station.
Yeah.
So, you know, you change lines, and it's very important, you know, kind of integral. And you have to plan as a disabled person. Listen, you have to plan anyway. But as a disabled person especially, you have to know what's happening. You need to know where you're going. And, you know, having that station not be accessible is a big issue, mate. Big problem.
Yeah. I mean, here we are. We're talking about it, and you know, whether it's personal emergency evacuation plans or how we get about step-free access. And now I'm learning about these. Thank you to the people who are sending me images of the floating bus stops and the like. Is it an issue? Is it front and centre? Are you being ignored? How are you feeling in this mayoral race? Are they taking notice of the many people in London with mobility challenges?
Well, we at Inclusion London had a hustings on the 9th of April. We invited all of the mayoral candidates to come. And because I'm not Eddie Nestor, they didn't show up, apart from Zoe Garbett, who did come. They all sent substitutes, which is incredibly disappointing, because if you follow me on X, I have been questioning all of the candidates every day about different topics that mean a lot to us, you know, with regard to housing, transport, policing is a big barrier, you know. So I have been questioning them. There have been. It's quite funny because Susan Hall particularly runs on being a mayor that listens to Londoners, all while actively ignoring me. So it's quite funny, isn't it? But
well, none of them have been particularly good at hustings, and I did make the joke before we started to the audience. You know, it's been rear as hen's teeth to get them all together in the same place. So you better make good use of it. It doesn't feel to me as though they think it is a particularly great way of getting a message across. You probably get it across better with a clip on social media and the like. How disrespectful did you think it was?
Yeah, you know, I have to give Zoe Garbett her credit, because she did come. Yeah, and she actually spoke to me. I interviewed her. I've interviewed all of the substitutions, and you know, but I felt really disrespected, to be honest. Yeah, because I know these people personally. You know, I do attend City Hall, and I speak to these people, and I do feel a little bit disrespected. At Inclusion London, we've started hashtag no more no-shows. Yeah, because this year is a very important year. There's going to be probably a general election, and we want the candidates to come in person, the nominated candidates, not substitutions. Yeah, I don't want to see replacements. I want to talk to the nominated person and really understand them, get their issues, and yeah.
Oh well, I think it's really important. I think you know that I certainly think we should give it some time. So Adam, do me a favour now. Just speak directly to the candidates in terms of what you want, in terms of what you want them to think about in relation to people with challenges.
All right, mate. We want the new mayor of London to come to the DDPO Forum in the first 100 days of the mayoralty. Yeah, the DDPO Forum, DDPO stands for Deaf and Disabled People's Organisation Forum. The group was set up by the Greater London Authority to have meaningful engagement with deaf and disabled people and discuss issues that matter to us. Andy Burnham, who is the mayor in Manchester, he set up a disabled people's panel. So he's having engagement with disabled people and, you know, he's actively doing that. We'd want the Mayor of London to understand that this is or could be the greatest city in the world and, you know, act accordingly. And you know, there's a lot of disabled people. You've said 1.4 million. We're not like a fringe group. We're not, you know,
No,
we are a main group in society. So,
well, listen, mate, keep doing what you're doing. We'll go and watch the football. Hopefully my team will win the next time we do. And just quickly, because this is important, Tottenham might derail you.
yeah, I'm going on Sunday. I'm not looking forward to it, to be fair, because, you know, it's always quite a troublesome one. But we'll see. We'll see.
Even if they don't make top four, their season will be complete if they derail Arsenal. God bless you, Adam. Look after yourself.